I am speaking with.
Michael Marlatt, founder of mRecruitingcamp.
This is an awesome conference, the second year. Why did you start this conference?
Well, you know, one of the biggest things that I've seen in the industry, I've been in recruiting over 16 years, and of that time I've spent roughly about 11, 12 years really focused on the mobile side. And one of the things that I've seen in just speaking and training and talking to employers is sort of this need around how do we engage from a mobile perspective. They know it's important, but they really, quite frankly, have no idea where to start.
It seems that this is a real kind of turning point year after seeing some of those stats on the board about 20% access to career sites from mobile. Are you seeing an enormous wake-up call in the recruiting space to this?
Yeah, it's not surprising because at the end of the day, we're still consumers. I mean, we call them candidates, but when we shut down our laptop, we turn off our phones, we walk away from our workspace, we're still consumers. So we're heavily engaged in using this device called mobile, whether it's an actual handheld or a tablet. The bottom line is we're still using it, so I'm not surprised at any of the stats. In fact, it's taken mobile about 30 years to become the fastest growing trillion-dollar industry in the economic history of mankind, and that's phenomenal. So what that really means to us is this, that there are a lot of people really engaged using mobile technology. Before the end of 2012, there will be more mobile subscriptions on the planet than there are people alive. So again, what that means to us is that there are a lot of people who really find this this device something that is something they can't live without. They can't live without, rather, right? So it's one of the three things we carry with us. It's keys, your mobile device, and money.
So I am a company that has a recruiting page, but nothing mobile yet. What are the first things I need to be thinking about to be engaging in mobile recruiting?
Yeah, that's a great question. These are questions that I often ask employers as well. And one of the main things, there are really like two key things that employers should be looking at, first of all, and that is, before they even use any type of specific technology, because they're all modalities, whether you use SMS, text, or QR technology, image recognition, augmented reality, and we're talking about it, at this year's event. But regardless of what the actual modality that you use, it's just a way to engage. And the key that a lot of employers need to understand is they have to figure out what's important for them, what's important for their audience, what do they hope to accomplish. And once they figure that out, if it's campus recruiting, maybe the best channel for connecting with that campus recruit is using QR technology or using mobile social or using some type of gamification. If it's more of the experienced hire, then a much more mature audience, we know that they're heavy in terms of checking their email on their mobile device. So it's about understanding who our audience is first, and then crafting your solution around that. And then the second thing, of course, is we see a lot of, I don't want to call it hype, but we see a lot of discussion still around apps versus mSites, meaning that should we invest heavily in developing a mobile app, a careers app? And so the question is, whether you've got an iPhone or a Samsung or Nokia or whatever device you have, there's only so much real estate that you have on that screen. And you have to ask yourself, as a candidate, will that candidate download your app? Does it make sense for you to invest all that money, or is an mSite that's scalable to any device that has responsive design built in, so it scales to tablet, scales to, again, your iPhone, scales to your Android? I mean, these are the things that employers need to think about. So again, just understanding your audience, and secondly, really thinking through before you invest a lot of money, does it make sense to build an mSite or make sense to build an app? And in my opinion, based on what I've seen, especially on the consumer side as well, it holds true for the employment side. All employers should have a mobile optimized experience for their device, right? So again, if I'm an Android user, iPhone user, tablet user, it doesn't matter. The point is we need to be able to create that seamless experience, and it's not there yet.
And when you said experience, were you leaning towards website or app, or no, it's up to you to determine what that's going to be?
Great question. So no, what I mean is that all employers at this point really need to think in terms of creating a mobile experience on the device, like a mobile optimized experience, and it's not there. So if I go to, for example, just pick any random company, Deloitte, for example, or an IBM, and I'm trying to look at jobs on my mobile device, and I run a search on my mobile device, is it going to be an optimized view, or is it going to be the desktop view on my mobile? And again, that's where companies really, they haven't really put a lot of thought around what that experience should look like yet, and we're only beginning to really give it some attention.